At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. The Office of the Prime Minister giving an assessment of the Northern Bahamas following Hurricane Milton. Also, administrators in the north reporting minimal damage. And the GBPC reporting only 10% of customers experiencing power outages due to the storm.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Drainage clearing was a real help to allowing the flood waters to recede very quickly.
An all-clear given for Grand Bahama, Bimini, and Abaco following tropical storm impacts from Hurricane Milton. Good evening all, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Doing a press briefing at the Office of the Prime Minister, officials from the Disaster Risk Management Authority confirming no significant damage to any of the islands. Here's tonight's top story.
There were no significant reports of damage.
Speaking at the Office of the Prime Minister's press briefing, Aaron Sargent, Managing Director of the Disaster Risk Management Authority, says that communication was established with administrators in the north by 9 a.m. Thursday. He says Family Island administrators did not report any substantial damage. However, there were reports of power outages.
In Sweetingski, there was a loss of electricity and water supply. BPL and water and sewage crews will provide an update on the restoration.
Additionally, Abaco has also reported a loss of electricity.
Moores Island has lost communications and electricity. Utility companies have been appraised and will provide an update on restoration. The shelter in Abaco Central Pines, Abaco Primary School is fully activated and open.
Earlier this week, concerns over blocked drains in West Grand Bahama were swiftly addressed by the Ministry of Works on Tuesday, October 8th. Crews were dispatched to clear the drains ahead of the tropical storm to prevent flooding, which was successfully mitigated.
From our latest reports from the administrator out of West End, that drainage clearing was a real help to allowing the flood waters to recede very quickly. So they were pretty pleased with that.
In other news, a senior Met officer is providing insights while continuing to advise caution. In response to the ongoing situation, shelters remain activated to ensure safety. Raven Davis reports.
Earlier this week, concerns mounted about a direct hit by Hurricane Milton. But today, residents of the Northern Bahamas are breathing a sigh of relief, with the storm now weakened to a Category 1. Senior Met officer at the Bahamas Department of Meteorology, Ternard Tyne, says conditions are expected to improve on some islands tonight.
When we talk about Grand Bahama, we're looking at Bimini, West Grand Bahama, and Central Grand Bahama should see improvement. A good improvement over that time period. We should be outside of tropical storm conditions at that time. However, we're looking at Abaco, East Grand Bahama, and Abaco's Keys will still feel some tropical storm effects.
But he says the Met Department is not giving the all-care just yet, as storms impact each island differently.
Tropical storm conditions will continue for East Grand Bahama, Abaco, and the Keys. We're still going to keep an eye on it until we get to the all clear status. When we give all clear, that means the system is not going to be affecting no parts of the Bahama Islands.
And that is why Family Island Administrator Kenwood Cartwright confirms that shelters will remain open. 4 shelters have been activated, including 8 Morrock Gym, Morrismore Primary School, St. George's, and a special needs shelter, accommodating some 11 individuals who he says checked in overnight.
We had additional check-ins this morning as well, about 7 or 8 persons. We've also had the Royal Bahamas Police Force and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force making their rounds throughout the communities from west to east, also checking in with the EOC.
He adds that the relevant stakeholders stationed at the Emergency Operations Center responded to several calls, and while the island fared well, they remain vigilant.
We did get one report of a downline in West Grand Bahama in the area of the old T. Smith gas station. that was called into the Grand Bahama Power Company, who was addressing that issue at this time. There were persons calling in for general information, so luckily we had representatives from all the emergency support functions there, so we were able to assist those residents.
Hurricane Milton moved into the Atlantic on Thursday, and the senior Met officer says the system is expected to further downgrade to a tropical storm as it moves eastward. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks so much, Raven. Now, once again, the all clear has been given for Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini. Well, Grand Bahama was battered by powerful wind and rained overnight while raging seas crashed onto the island's shores. But while under a tropical storm warning, the island and Bimini avoided the fate of Florida. Cleopatra Murphy has the latest on how the communities fared as Hurricane Milton churned in the Atlantic.
Hurricane Milton unleashed deadly destruction in Florida, making landfall with 120-mile-per-hour winds, unleashing tornadoes. At least 9 people are confirmed dead. More than 18 inches of rain fell in St. Petersburg, but overnight, the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency fared relatively well.
It didn't have no flood or nothing, just breezy. Yeah, but when I ride out, I ain't see no water or nothing, so I ride all the way to 8 Mile Rock and come back. Little water was there, and I was surprised to see in Martin Town it wasn't no water because the representative was up there yesterday cleaning the drain and stuff. Yeah, it was beautiful. Everybody, just a lot of wind blow, a little bit of rain, but everything was okay.
Aside from power outages and some street flooding, Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini Kingsley Smith, who did early morning rounds, says there was no structural damage or other major issues.
And only when I got into Sunset Village area up to Hebron Town, you would have had some debris on the road from the seas, right? But it has been cleared now, and so it is possible. We still have standing water from the rain squalls from about a few days ago.
Grand Bahama shelters opened at 7 p.m. Wednesday night, and Chief Welfare Officer Rochelle Minnis says things went smoothly.
We had our first shelter check-in around 7:45, 8, and as of this morning, we would have checked in 6 persons, 3 adult male, 2 adult female, and a female child. Last report, everything is okay at the shelter. They would have been given breakfast, and we are just waiting for the all clear to evacuate the shelter.
Smith says Bimini also fared relatively well, but at some point, communication was lost.
My understanding is BTC and Alive are down, and so those who had Starlink in Bimini was able to get Wi-Fi access, and that's how I was able to contact some of the residents. Although administrator Arthur, she has a satellite phone, and she would have called me from the satellite phone.
While the storm was largely uneventful for Grand Bahama, he says had there been a need to act, teams and heavy equipment were in place, ready and willing to respond. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
While the effects of Hurricane Milton could be felt throughout the extreme northwest, Bahamas residents were on high alert during the tropical storm warning, leading to shelters being activated, specifically on Bimini and Abaco. Family Island Administrator for Central Abaco, Keefe-Ann Ferguson, was pleased to announce there was no huge influx of residents needing shelter, and residents fared pretty well.
During the night, the wind picked up a bit. We had some intermittent rain. And we have some sun now. The skies were overcast earlier. We activated our shelter, one of the largest shelters here in Central Abaco. That's at the Central Abaco Family School. That was activated on Tuesday. And last night we had 12 residents who registered. They left voluntarily. By 9 a.m. this morning, only 2 persons had remained. But there was no report of incidents or damages. Residents took it seriously and fared pretty well.
Meanwhile, Family Island Administrator Deidre Fox and Aaron Sargent of the Disaster Risk Management also reporting minimal damage on Bimini and the Berry Islands.
Everything is okay. We did open the shelter, and we have the ambulance parked there in the event of an incident, but All in all, we are pretty good right now. With the high winds and rough seas, there won't be any mail boat. So the residents are making use of whatever's in the stores presently.
We have since been able to be in contact with the administrator, Mr. Arthur, through the use of a sat phone. We are waiting for further updates from her, but there seems to be reports of minimal damage as well.
Well, as Grand Bahama is experiencing the outer bounds of Hurricane Milton, the Grand Bahama Power Company says that less than 10% of their customers are experiencing outages. The power company is working diligently to restore power in the affected areas, address downed poles, wires, and other issues as safely and quickly as possible.
And still to come.
When we come back, rising sea levels and extreme weather events jeopardizing vast areas of land. Hear one environmentalist's take on the impact of climate change.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
On down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
It's KB and Friends live in concert at the Grand Lacaille Ballroom Sunday, October 13th. Gates open at 6 p.m. and the show starts at 8 p.m. Tickets are $60 in advance, $80 at the door. Sponsored by the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry for Grand Bahama, and Extreme Auto. Don't miss the 25% National Heroes Day sale at Park & Shop, excluding underwear and red tag items this October 11th and 12th.
With BGC's crystal clear mobile service, stay connected seamlessly, whether on land or at sea. Our reliable postpaid plans keep your loved ones closer, no matter where life takes you.
At Bootleg, we have lots of things to offer, including Bahamian-made chocolate ingredients. We also have ice cream sandwiches. We have a lot of our top seller chocolates, which includes Bahama Sea Salt and Toffee. We have a gold pepper caramel. We also have that in ice cream sandwiches. We have the Gully Wash. We have guava duff. Numerous things to offer. We also do have hot real chocolate. All of our items are made on premises in our factory. If you're not sure where we're located, we are located on Port Lacaille Marketplace by the marina. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. On Saturdays and Sundays, we're open until 3. Our phone contact is 373-6303. You can also find us on social media, Instagram at Bootleg Chocolates. We're also on Facebook at Bootleg Chocolates.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Images released by the Office of the Prime Minister last week highlighted the imminent threat climate change poses to small island development states, including the Bahamas, with rising sea levels and extreme weather events jeopardizing vast areas of land. As communities confront the grim reality of potential submersion, environmentalists are advocating for immediate action to safeguard these vulnerable regions. Raven Davis reports.
Startling imagery released by the Office of the Prime Minister showing portions of Grand Bahama and Abaco in red ink, signifying areas that could be submerged underwater by 2050 due to climate change. Environmentalists have long argued that this is a hot-button issue, the image raising an urgent question.
When will we really begin to implement saving our country?
Daxon says the evidence is compelling, citing Hurricane Dorian as a wake-up call that exposed vulnerabilities in the eastern areas of Grand Bahama and around Dover Sound.
We've been recording data for the past 10 years of how our beaches have been eroding over time. What that means is that we have natural disasters happening, and you'll notice there's a slope of the beach. This slope of the beach is now being affected by intensifying hurricanes and natural disasters happening.
Restoration projects, sustainable development, and infrastructure upgrades are crucial to protecting these islands.
We are a flat nation, so that puts us at a greater risk for flooding. Without these barriers to protect the island, that is one of the main concerns that we have. So with the mangrove restoration effort, that's why we started trying to build back that, help that natural ecosystem help itself.
And it's not just an environmental concern, it's a threat to the very existence of communities that have thrived for generations. As waters rise, families risk losing their homes and their livelihoods.
We have a lot of persons who depend on fishing as a way of life. And if we have these rising sea levels with no mangroves per se, then we don't have any fish to grow.
As the government pushes for climate action, with Prime Minister Davis calling on the international community to be accountable for damage to vulnerable regions, Daxon says the time to act is now.
So we can move away from fossil fuels and try to consider banning offshore drilling within the Bahamas.
According to the United Nations Development Program, climate change is expected to submerge a significant portion of land in small island developing states, including the Bahamas, British Virgin Islands, and Turks and Caicos, underscoring the urgent need for immediate action. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks, Raven. While following Hurricane Dorian, many groups have been committed to studying the impact of climate change on vulnerable regions around the world. Recently, a freelance photographer was on the island, helping one international agency determine the way forward to assisting Grand Bahama in that regard. Shane Stubbs reports.
I think when this report comes out, the data and the human stories will make a clearer path for what's next.
Meet freelance photographer and filmmaker Jamie K. Gershin. She's actively working on a piece that will help the Global Center for Climate Mobility's research on regions at risk of climate change. And it's no secret the Bahamas is vulnerable to volatile storms. Along with data reports, she's telling the stories of those who have endured major storms of the past and what they're doing to adapt to these new realities. She's found that home is home for Grand Bahamians and commenced a number of ongoing preservation projects that trend toward the protection of where we reside.
Conch preservation and restoration, and coral preservation, and mangrove growing, that all seem really important for making Grand Bahama a safe place to live.
Gershin believes those stories, along with the research report conducted here recently, will prove valuable for the United Nations and other organizations and how they can provide solutions that would benefit generations to come.
Something interesting I've heard while I've been here is people define their lives by the storms that happened around certain moments in their life. You know, that happened before Francis, that happened after Dorian. In a place that is kind of used to facing storms, global organizations want to make sure that the education and resources around those storms can help satisfy the need.
Sales from the Resilience Center, residents, and life for businesses since Hurricane Dorian provided a pretty broad scope for Gershin, according to environmentalist Gail Woon. Now, she herself remains hopeful that this will provide a better understanding of how the country can safeguard itself through climate change.
We met a lot of people who said, oh, they felt like climate change Hurricane Dorian was a one-off, like it won't happen for another 100 years. Then we met other people who said they think it's going to be more frequent than that, like maybe every couple of years. So that's two different sides of the same coin. And so whatever it is, we need to be prepared.
The GCCM was established in 2021 and continues to enable communities to anticipate, plan, and design responses for climate mobility. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Don't go away, there's more news right after this break.
The Forever Flower Shop.
check out our new selection of artificial flowers and wreaths. Choose stems for your own projects or get a pre-made arrangement as a quick fix to a dull space. If you're a soon-to-be bride, inquire about bulk ordering for floral options that won't break the bank. It's all here at Island Bedding and Furniture, located at number 5 Queens Highway across from Peruvian Veterinary.
Sometimes you want pizza vibe without the whole dang pie. Now, there's a new way to get the bold flavors of pizza whenever and wherever you want. You just got to try Pizza Hut's new melt in buffalo chicken, meat lovers, pepperoni lovers, and chicken bacon wrap for just $6.99 with that. Pizza Hut's new melts are cheesy, crispy, and loaded. Call us at 352-9191 to satisfy your pizza vibe cravings.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk-Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
City of Freeport Council is here to remind you that preparedness saves lives. We know the importance of being prepared. Stay updated on the latest weather forecasts and advisories.
Secure your home. Reinforce doors and windows. Trim trees and branches around your property. Protect your home to minimize damages later.
Stay informed. Keep a battery-powered radio or smartphone with emergency alerts enabled.
We're all in this together. Let's ensure that everybody is safe and prepared.
Let's stand together. This hurricane season, prepared and resilient. Your City of Freeport Council is committed to keeping you safe.
Your number 1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Well, if you've experienced their performances in the past, then you're in for a treat. The Bahamas National Youth Choir will host a special concert this coming Saturday, October 12th at Pro Cathedral of Christ the King. The choir will perform twice with 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. shows, while the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture will host its Youth Awards that same day. Vestry Treasurer Mildred Stewart and Officer in Charge for the Northern Bahamas, Norris Bain, have high expectations for what the National Youth Choir has in store.
If you've ever seen them perform, every time when they're on TV, once I see it on, I can't stop watching it. They're just exciting. When they start to perform, they will be performing for the entire time.
We're looking forward to it, and we're so happy that Reverend Hepburn and the family at the St. Jude's Anglican Parish is able to accommodate us, and we're able to work together. Even though we might have had a little clash, we figured that this is bigger than all of us. We need to work together. And so it was a good lesson for all of us to learn.
Proceeds from the performances will go towards special projects at St. Jude's Anglican Church. The choir was formed in 1983, have sung in 24 different languages, and garnered international acclaim and won 2 gold medals at the 2012 World Choir Games. Reverend Marie Roach Hepburn is eternally grateful to the choir for lending their voices to a worthy cause.
The Bahamas National Youth Choir is world-renowned. They have
They have given performances at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., the Grand Hall of the Moscow Conservatory. They've also played at the Poly Theater in China and Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris and St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. And so we are so thrilled that they've actually chosen Little St. Jude to perform for us.
The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.
Hi, I'm Derek Stubbs.
And I'm Cindy Russell. ZNS 810 AM presents
Grand Bahama. Get ready for the event of the year. Experience a live recording of one of the Bahamas' leading gospel ensembles, Shabbat, on stage with some of gospel's greats, along with the Grand Bahama gospel community. Sunday, National Heroes Day weekend, October 13th, 7 p.m., Jubilee Cathedral, East Settlers Way. It's a free event. Don't miss an experience of a lifetime.
But it doesn't stop there. You can be a part of the largest music workshop and coming together of the island's best in creative arts. Register today by scanning here or get an application from your local church. The Grand Bahama Music Workshop begins Wednesday, October 9th at 7 p.m. nightly through Friday the 11th. Sessions for choir members, praise teams, dancers, musicians, sound technicians, and media operators. The nightly sessions followed by a mass choir rehearsal to record special songs at Shabbat's live recording.
Hey there, welcome back to Health Bites. If you're over 50 and you're trying to live to 100 plus, you need these 4 supplements. Beet powder is great for energy and endurance, great for blood flow, and it's even great for your immune system. Turmeric is great to help reduce joint pain, it helps improve brain health, and it also helps to reduce inflammation. Omega-3s also help with brain health, heart health, and they can even help to improve your cholesterol. Flaxseed oil helps to boost immunity, helps to lower blood pressure, blood sugar, and it helps with overall health and wellness. If you're interested in any of the products in this video or you just want some more information, stop by your nearest Fitness Connection location or shop online at shopfitnessconnection.com.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your number 1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
For us here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a look at our newsroom in Nassau, or the Bahamas Tonight, is coming your way next.
Trey Shaw, you might have heard of me. I'm a food critic. Ooh, that's good. I got 1 million followers. 1 million people can't be wrong.
Tatiana.
Can I stay for a while?
You lost?
I ain't lost. I know where my seat is.
How about you go find it?
Drunk. Oh my God. Why are you being weird?
What are the odds that I see you again?
Mark, that's right. This is my brother, Trey. Have we met before?
I think we can take a big bump.
Nothing much. Suddenly my phone lit up. 1 million followers. Yet you're sitting here alone.
Not anymore.
Hey, maybe I'll see you around.
You never know. I could just down the hall. He just wanna hang the top.
At the House of Assembly, I'm Lakush Lapinder. This is ZNS.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the life of a school-aged boy snuffed out, the latest victim of a troubling trend here in the country. Tune in for the details and what a noted psychiatrist has to say about it. Also, the Consumer Protection Commission flexes its muscles and issues a warning to local shopping companies amid a rise in complaints. And minimal impact reported post-Hurricane Milton's tropical storm conditions on the northern Bahamas. Find out the disaster risk management agency's next move. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. A parent's worst nightmare realized. Their child rushed to hospital where efforts to save his life unsuccessful. What happened and what officials have to say in the face of growing concerns about suicide is in this report from our Devontae Anna.
Well, Makushla, it's being called a tragedy as police made the discovery of a young boy, just 8 years old, being found in his home, hanging from a window, a security bar, tied by the neck with a belt. It's a very shocking discovery that happened today. He later died here at hospital. Now, police say that the older sibling of that 8-year-old boy was the one that made the call. They said that EMS authorities came to the scene, did all that they could to try and revive that young boy, but of course that was in vain as he later died here this afternoon. Now, the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Dovell, commenting on this sad occurrence, he said that the Davis administration is prioritizing preventing suicides across the Bahamas. Take a look at what he said.
Suicide is a real issue in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Minister Dovell's comments come as a New Providence family grieved the death of an 8-year-old boy who earlier today was found hanging from a security bar with a belt around his neck at a home on St. Albans Drive. Police classifying it an alleged suicide. The details surrounding the incident, though, still sketchy. Thursday's tragedy, the latest in a recent string of attempted suicides, follows the passing of mental health legislation that Minister Dovell says he's hopeful can erase the stigma surrounding mental health.
And to be able to identify a lot of the cardinal signs of individuals suffering from chronic depression or signs of any other mental illness.
Consultant psychiatrist Dr. John Dillett believes the implementation of social media has played a big role in the disintegration of mental health, especially among children.
When you're having a conversation with someone one-on-one, you can tell if they're smiling or if they're angry. You can tell if that comment offended the other person or not. You can tell whether or not they are interested by them leaning forward or having some non-verbal type of communication with you. With communicating by text and WhatsApp, etc., you lose that. So you tend to lose the normal nuances of human communication, and that leads to disconnection or lack of connectivity.
In 24 hours, the Ministry of Health and Wellness will graduate 41 mental health trained nurses to be placed in local clinics across the country.
And with these new mental health nurses being placed in the community facilities, we will be in a better job for counseling and to be able to identify a lot of the cardinal signs of individuals suffering from chronic depression or signs of any other mental illness.
Now, of course, police are still looking at this, as I mentioned earlier, as an alleged suicide, but investigations into the how and the why this all happened are still ongoing. This now brings to light a shocking new trend of suicides here in the Bahamas, one that we've been concerned about for quite some time. But, of course, counselors, psychiatrists, parents are very emotional about what transpired here today in the Bahamas. Again, this 8-year-old boy, his life was now taken away by him. He was allegedly committed suicide and died here at the Princess Margaret Hospital. And the details into this is something that we will continue to follow as the story develops. Makushla?
Well, thanks, Devontae. The Ministry of Education, meantime, expressing immense sadness and condolences following the sudden death of T.G. Glover professional development research student Mariano Sherry. The ministry in a release sharing that the third grader was an intelligent, high-spirited youngster who loved reading and learning. His prospects of success, the release added, were indeed promising. In other news tonight, Those tropical storm conditions born out of Hurricane Milton, short-lived in the northern Bahamas. Just hours after mobilizing teams and stressing the urgency of preparation and precaution, officials this afternoon gave the all clear.
It is now safe to move about your communities. Our team has been in constant communication with all Family Island administrators on the affected islands, and there are no reports of injury or significant damage. Effective immediately, the National Emergency Disaster Operations Center here in New Providence and all Family Island Incident Command Centers are deactivated. The drains in West End, Grand Bahama have been cleared. Electricity and water have been restored in Sweetings Key and East Grand Bahama. Earlier in our response, administrators in Abaco and Grand Bahama required tarps, and these have been delivered. The runway in Fresh Creek, Andros, has been cleared.
Minister of State with responsibility for disaster risk management, the Honorable Leon Lundy, will lead a DRM team for debriefing exercises in the affected islands.
While we are confident that the damage has been minimal, it's important to conduct these reviews to capture lessons learned and ensure the safety and well-being of everyone involved. We owe it to our people to stay proactive and responsive in the days to come. What we've seen throughout this event is a powerful example of what can truly be achieved when we all work together. The collaboration and coordination between teams, from administrators to emergency personnel, demonstrate the strength of our disaster management systems. This storm reminds us that we can act together with speed and precision. We can mitigate the worst impacts of any disaster.
Well, Hurricane Milton didn't exactly leave the Bahamas unscathed. According to Atlantis' Executive Vice President of Administration and Strategic Initiatives, Vaughn Roberts, the Paradise Island property saw a sharp decline in bookings as tourists canceled their stays to avoid the storm.
September was actually really slow for us compared to September of last year. And then with the hurricane now, we've seen a significant amount of cancellations this week. Again, people are booking within a short window, and because of the storm traveling, there's been some cancellations, and it's impacted our business.
Well, in related news, there's money to go around, and lots of it, and all of it's for the private sector, particularly those businesses tackling climate-related changes. The fund, facilitated through the Inter-American Development Bank, gives access to some $500 million. As director of the Climate Change and Environmental Advisory Unit, Rochelle Newbold explained during this morning's Office of the Prime Minister briefing, it's a 5-year project.
Your project proposals can span anywhere from 1 to 2 years to the full 5-year rollout. We are looking for big projects that'll have large impacts. We're talking about $500 million, okay? So we want people to think big in terms of their project proposals that they're going to submit, keeping in mind that we are not alone in this $500 bid.
The offering, a competitive one, as companies in Trinidad, Barbados, Jamaica, Belize, and the Dominican Republic are also vying.
You will have to meet certain criteria. We intend to host a virtual online consultative process the week of October 28th, and you would need to respond to let us know, to send you the invite by sending us an email at cceau@bahamas.gov.bs. Once we receive your email, you will receive an invite with the link to be able to participate in the virtual online consultative process.
Coming up, the Senate's new member sworn in. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
At Commonwealth Bank, we offer affordable and flexible choices to get you back to financial fitness. Our personalized debt consolidation solution is built to fit any financial situation. One easy-to-handle monthly payment reduces your monthly expenses and gets you back on track to savings. Life is great when you're not weighed down by debt. Consolidate and live your best life with Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking services.
KFC is giving you more to love with our KFC Bucket Meal with large size. Get the KFC Family Bucket featuring 8 pieces of juicy chicken, family fries, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4. A KFC Deluxe Bucket with 10 pieces of delicious chicken, 2 larger sides, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4 to 6. Or a KFC Party Bucket with 15 pieces of our chicken, 3 larger sides, and 6 biscuits that feeds 6. And we'll handle the dishes, plates, and utensils included, so you can lick your fingers and reach. KFC knows value, and it's finger licking good.
With BGC's crystal clear mobile service, stay connected seamlessly, whether on land or at sea. Our reliable postpaid plans keep your loved ones closer, no matter where life takes you.
From paradise to paradise, Bahamas Air invites you to embark on a seamless island journey from the sun-kissed coast of Nassau, the Bahamas, to the rhythmic shores of Montego Bay, Jamaica. Soar high above a turquoise tapestry on the most trusted airline in the Caribbean. Our inaugural flight takes wing on November 17th, 2024. Don't delay. Book your idyllic escape today.
Of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
You're looking at miles of pristine beaches on Long Island. Welcome back. The newly minted executive chairman of the Consumer Protection Commission sounding the alarm on unscrupulous business owners and the rights of and recourse for consumers. Devontae Hanna has the details.
The Consumer Protection Commission is investigating an increase in consumer complaints, which, according to newly minted Executive Chairman Senator the Honorable Randy Roll, is now pegged at 334 for the year.
While we have been very successful in resolving most matters, of the 334 figures this third quarter, 36 were referred to more appropriate agencies.
It's the highest to ever be recorded, according to Roll, who says the CPC is now collaborating efforts with other agencies to hold companies responsible and accountable.
Our data also shows a rise in complaints against local shipping companies, with 32 complaints followed by construction companies, food stores, utilities, and auto parts stores.
He says the CPC has already begun to visit couriers across the country in hopes of correcting the reported failures in their systems. This as he encouraged consumers to not be afraid to step forward in filing complaints.
The CPC has seen a rise in anonymous complaints this year, as well with 22 consumers opting to not file official complaints due to fear of backlash.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Well, the newest senator sworn in, Jan Michaela Major, taking the oath at Government House this afternoon. Doing the honors, Her Excellency the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt. Those in attendance included Major's family, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, members of his cabinet, and other government parliamentarians. The Prime Minister believes Senator Major, a partner at Higgs & Johnson, will be vital in the drive to grow the country's economy.
Knowledge of the maritime and aviation businesses has given her a deep well of expertise, which will allow her to begin contributing right away. Her work on the boards of the Bahamas Maritime Authority and the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation has given her experience navigating complex issues, She's ready to create and drive policies which will help us modernize and expand the Bahamian economy. I'm so optimistic about our country's future because of Bahamians like Dayan, one of our new generation of leaders who are ready to innovate and change what is possible for our country.
Now, Senator Major replaces Quentin Lightbourne, who resigned to join the board of directors at the Inter-American Development Bank in Washington. Thanking the Prime Minister, she pledged to serve all Bahamians.
I am here to work tirelessly for the people, to listen to their needs, and to advocate for solutions that bring about meaningful change. Public service to me is not about holding a title. It's about showing up for the people who entrust you with their hopes and dreams. I am committed to being a senator who remains grounded in the realities of everyday Bahamians, who understands their struggles and who fights for the opportunities that they deserve. This role is an honor, but it is also a responsibility. It is a commitment to serve with integrity, to act with compassion, and to strive for a future where every Bahamian, no matter their background, has the chance to thrive.
Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister, the Honorable Jomo Campbell, alongside newly appointed Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation Chairman, Senator Darren Pickstock, setting fire today to the documents of what used to be BAIC's multi-million-dollar mortgage.
The elimination of BAIC's mortgage allows us to redirect resources to vital projects that will enhance food security, stimulate economic growth, and empower local entrepreneurs. Paying off our mortgage represents more than just a financial milestone. It signifies our commitment to the agricultural and industrial sectors of the Bahamas.
We are reminded of our responsibility to push boundaries, and I mean push boundaries, embrace innovation, and lead the charge to creating a more sustainable and prosperous Bahamas.
Well, it's no secret our beaches are some of the most beautiful in the world, but too often their beauty is being sandbagged by an ugly truth: garbage. Tonight, Corbell Pyfrom reports on the appeal officials are making to beachgoers this holiday weekend.
With the threat of any impending weather system now behind us and ahead of us, the last summer-like holiday weekend of the year, beaches across the country are bound to be hotspots.
We're just appealing to the public to assist us in our endeavors to make our environment a much better place.
And so officials like Public Parks and Beaches Authority Executive Chairman Mikkel Bonnaby are appealing to beachgoers to help keep these public spaces clean. The authority has contracted a number of vendors who assist with the cleanup of these beaches, but just earlier this week, our cameras caught trash strewn across the popular Goodman's Bay Beach. Though most beach operators agree that was a rare sight because the beach is cleaned regularly, Bonnaby feels individual responsibility plays a vital role.
We want everyone to enjoy the beaches. In some countries, you have to pay to use the beaches. It's absolutely free. We're very keen on expanding the number of individuals that can use our beaches, and persons who come out to exercise, persons who come out just to seek tranquility. And so we want our beaches to remain clean.
Greater enforcement of rules at public beaches for both beachgoers and those operating businesses at those spaces could soon come into play. This could mean the introduction of beach wardens with possible authority to issue citations and fines. Bonnaby says the goal here is to make these areas safe, enjoyable, and attractive to all.
If we're going to place vendors on the beach, that someone is going to be there to, quote in quotation marks, to police the terms and conditions of the contracts that allow those individuals to be on the beach.
These beaches belong to all of us. They are for all of us to enjoy, and each of us has a role to play in ensuring that they are kept clean, green, and yes, pristine. This weekend, be sure to put the trash where it belongs. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corbell Pyfrom.
Well, some good advice there, Corbell. Stay with us. More news after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
$10 deal. Available only at Marco's Southwest, Prince Charles, Village Road, and Robinson Road. Man, let me see what this about. I'll take 20 of those, please. Wait. You good? Yeah, bro. Marcos, get this new deal. Get yourself a large one-topping pizza for only $10. $10? Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, I need 30 of them $10 carry-out pizza deal, please.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Whether you're crossing borders or navigating busy airports, with BTC's reliable data roaming, you're always in touch. In a fast-paced world, staying connected is key. Don't miss important moments. Stay connected effortlessly with BTC, wherever your journey takes you.
Join us for Exuma Business Outlook, October 17th at Grand Isle Resort. Find out what is driving positive change for the future of Exuma. Keynote speaker MP for Exuma and Deputy Prime Minister I. Chester Cooper. Engage with panelists and presenters on better outcomes for the economy, business development, sustainable infrastructure, airports and airlift, technology, and more. Register today at tclevents.com.
Staying healthy isn't just about a visit to the doctor, but rather making daily choices that contribute to your overall well-being, as participants of Atlantis' Health and Wellness Fair found out today. Diane Dorset has more.
It's a full house at the Health and Wellness Fair at Atlantis, where staff are not only learning about the importance of eating right and staying active, but also getting hands-on experiences with health screenings. I've been speaking with event organizers and participants who share why events like this make all the difference.
Well, we want to make sure that we are promoting healthy employees, right? It's important that our employees manage healthier lifestyles. Healthier people are ordinarily a little bit more happier people. We want our team members to feel well while they're working and to engage not only our customers but also each other.
That was Aisha Neely, Executive Director of Health and Safety at Atlantis. From fitness to healthy eating, the fair aimed to engage all staff to make healthy choices and build lifelong habits. Rhonda Wright, founder of Seedlings Place, shared how small changes can lead to big improvements.
It could be as simple as increasing your intake of water. It could be as simple as including additional fruits every day, eating more vegetables. But when we hear that, it's kind of boring, and so that's where, again, I come in to help you to prepare it in interesting, exciting, easy, but delicious recipes that don't take a lot of time.
There were also interactive activities to give staff a better understanding of their health.
So I was really expecting, you anemic, you need to drink more vitamins, but everything was normal. My pressure was normal, my iron, surprisingly, it's regular. My cholesterol was a bit average. I was told I needed to step back on the shrimp, but I'll get over it, because someone like me, I wouldn't go to the doctor unless I'm very, very sick. Otherwise, I would take over-the-counter medication. So I feel this is a benefit for the staff here, like myself.
It's clear that the Health and Wellness Fair is more than just a day of activities. It's about giving people the knowledge and resources to live happier, healthier lives. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
And it's about that time to check in with LaDon and Marcellus, who's going to give us a sneak peek, as always, of Access Now. Guys?
Well, Ursula, have you ever heard of the pigment in the skin called vitiligo?
Vitiligo?
Oh, vitiligo? Yes, vitiligo. Yeah, that word. You've heard of it, Marcellus. Yeah, well, we have an expert in the house who's going to tell us what it's all about and what we can do to treat it, Marcellus.
All right, sounds good. Yeah.
All right, Ursula.
Some good stuff over there. Stay with us. Our feature story is up next.
Entire flight food and Western Air. We hope that you enjoyed your flight and we look forward to serving you in the near future.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Members of an often overlooked community crowned for their courage last weekend at a very special event put on in their honor. Danielle Dean has their story.
Organizer of the Mr. and Miss Wonderfully Made pageant, Sophia Wallace, said it warmed her heart to see members of the disabled community enjoy the event.
I decided this was something that's fun to bring to the Bahamas, but bring it more in an eventful and celebratory way. And so we still kept the pageant aspect and we crowned some persons from within the disabled community.
Gregory Cash doesn't want himself or others in the disabled community to be thought of as incapable of achieving great feats. He put these words into action when he, although diagnosed with cerebral palsy, completed his master's degree last year.
I think it was so amazing to see persons like me and other persons with various disabilities be able to be recognized, celebrated, and appreciated, because a lot of times many of persons like disabilities don't get to feel celebrated.
Also awarded, Nicole Johnson, who lost her left leg in 2023.
To be able to be a voice for those who cannot speak. I am new to the disability game, but I know that some persons vocally cannot or even physically be able to express and what our challenges are. Persons, even with the song with Stack made, don't count us out. We are here, we are able to think, we are able to function, we want to be happy, we want to be fulfilled like everybody else.
The song Don't Count Me Out by Bahamian artist Stax, a crowd favorite at the event, was produced by Julian Wallace.
None like any I've done before. It took a bit of extra planning because we wanted to make sure we represent the disabled community in a way that, first of all, they felt comfortable with. It was really overwhelming to see not only them being represented on that big screen, but to also see my work on that big screen, and for such a worthy cause.
Kelson King, co-founder of event sponsor King's Group of Companies, says he hopes to see other companies sponsor similar events in hopes of getting this message across.
This function and this fundraiser opened up the gateway for the disabled community so that we can see that even though they may have a disability or they can't function as we do, they're just as vital and have a great impact to the community at large.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Great story, Danielle. And that does it for the National Report. But stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues.